Buying a car can suck. Trying to get the best deal from a dealership is sometimes the worst part of the whole experience. And you just want a good deal. You want a nice car, you want a good deal. Well, my name is Jacob Sotiris. I'm a previous car salesperson. I've worked with many brands over many years. And now I'm out of the sales trade. I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get the best deal and negotiate the best with any car dealership in 2020, I don't even know. Right now. However, before we go any further, I would very much appreciate a little like on this video. It does wonders for the algorithms. Apparently somebody told me that once and I agree with them. Also, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you're going to find this really useful, really valuable. I'm going to give you very unbiased opinion from the inside of the motor trade on how to negotiate the best deal, get the best deal when you're buying a car from a dealership. So if you appreciate that and you like that and you spent your time here, please consider subscribing. It means the world. So thank you very much. And let's jump into it with number one. Now, this isn't the most fun one, okay, but it's something very important. Research, because ultimately you need to know where you're starting from. If you go in all guns blazing and you want a bit of a fight with the deep that's how I fight. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. And you want a fight with the dealership. They've got a car priced up at $20,000, let's just say, okay? And that particular vehicle, they bought in for $19,000 and you're wanting it for $15,000. Well, let me tell you, you can go in for a fight all day long, but they've priced that car right and you're not going to get very far. They're going to show you the door nicely. Here, take your $15,000 and go somewhere else. Or look for an older car, is exactly what they're going to say to you. Okay, so you need to do a bit of market research first to know what the car is, how it stands, how it's comparable to all the competitive cars. So if they're all around that benchmark, then you know they're priced right. However, if this car seems a little bit steeper than the others, for example, or the mileage is a little bit high, like there's different areas that you can look into. So just do your research. Make sure you know, because if you're really going into get the ribs of the dealership to get the best deal, make sure you've done your research so you know that that car isn't priced well. Because if it's priced extremely well, they will show you the door. They are interested in selling your car, but they will show you the door. The next tip is buy strategically, okay? If you can wait, I know impulse buying car sales is very important, very nice to do. However, if you can wait for the plate change, which generally happens, in England, this happens twice a year, okay? March and September, you get a plate change. Or the end of a quarter, use it as a quarter maybe, so you have 4 quarters, you have 2 plate changes. Anywhere that's at the end of one of these periods, this is when the books close. This is when the big targets are there. They need to hit all their numbers, okay? So if you're coming in at that point, okay, that is the point where if a dealership needs a couple more numbers, they will throw away everything in the kitchen sink to try and get a number on the board. Because dealerships, okay, if they're franchise, so they're main dealers, here's an insider tip, dealerships will earn money from the back end. Okay, so let's just say they needed to sell 30 brand new cars, it's usually a lot more than that, 30 brand new cars in order to hit the manufacturer target. If they hit the manufacturer target, they will get a juicy bonus from the manufacturer for hitting that target. So let's just say they're 3 cars away from hitting that target. That target is going to give them a bonus of £20,000. They're 3 cars away. Well, if you go in and you ask for a silly deal, so let's just say on that car, it meant that the dealership would lose £3,000, okay, for selling that car. They're just going to lose it, okay? So $3,000, okay, $3,000, £3,000 is money. 3,000, okay, times 3, because they've got to do 3 more to get their juicy bonus of 20,000. Well, that's going to cost them £9,000, okay, but they're going to get 20, so they're going to benefit 11,000. So they will lose money at that point, at the very end, to try and boost these numbers, boost these sales. So consider your timing. If you're patient enough and you can wait till the end of the quarters, or you can wait till a plate change, do it then, because that is when they have their big numbers to hit and they'll get juicy bonuses. So utilize timing. The next one is probably the one that people hate the most, okay, but it's really powerful. Be prepared to walk. Now, you're probably like me, you're one of these nice guys that's like, oh, I don't want to hurt the salesman's feelings. I don't want to, I don't want to look like a weirdo if I walk out. Well, get rid of that, okay? Get rid of it. You want a good deal? Be prepared to walk, okay? Even if you love that car, because this is going to tell you 2 things, okay? It's going to tell you if they price that car right and they really won't budge. And 2, it's kind of the same as 1, okay? It's just going to tell you. it's going to, because if they price that right and they have no margin across that car and they really honestly couldn't give you any more at that point, they're going to let you walk and they're not going to contact you again because they'll go, they're so far away, we're not going to get there, there's no point in wasting our resources and energy on this customer. However, if they do have the margin, okay, and they're just trying it on to see if you would really walk, and you do, you go, and they let you go, they're expecting you to maybe come back later that day, maybe tomorrow, okay, and if you don't, you hold fast, they'll go, crap, we're losing out on a deal now because we're being stubborn. And if they do have the margin at that point, that's when they'll contact you and they'll go, look, we've re-looked at the figures and we might be able to do something. So these are your opportunities. This is the exciting bit, okay, so be prepared to walk. But don't be an arse about it, you know. Sales execs get a very bad rap for being horrible, slimy creatures. Really not. I've never met a slimy one. I've only met nice salespeople that are just normal people with families and they just want to get by and do people good deals. But, you know, sometimes you between a rock and a hard place, so you've got to come to some mutual agreement. So be nice to them, but do be prepared to walk. Number 3. I can't remember what number we're on. It doesn't matter. Cash is not king. Stop going into the dealership and going, yeah, but what could you do for cash? Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay. Cash is not king anymore. Cash used to be very powerful. You could come in with your wads of cash like, yeah, look at my briefcase. And it used to be a great thing. People used to love it. They'd be like, oh my God, they're serious. They could just put that in our bank, in our little safe right now, and they'll walk away with a car. Okay, and they'll give you crazy deals because of it. It's not the case anymore. Dealerships are incentivized to sell finance, don't you know? So if you come in and you're going, cash, I'm a cash customer, what's the best deal you can do for cash? There is no best deal. Okay, it's just a deal that could be done. However, remember the dealerships now incentivized by the manufacturer to take finance because they will get a little hand back from the finance company financially for getting you on finance. Well, they could pass that little hand back on to you. That might only be £100 here or there, but they could go, well, maybe say that's $300 pounds. I'm mixing them up now. Why am I doing this? It's numbers. It's numbers. Let's just say it's $300 pounds. Yen. I don't know what the symbol is for yen. It's 300, okay? That's the juicy little handbag they're going to get from the finance company. So they go, oh, look, if we can get this deal done by just giving them that little handbag, we're still going to make a bit of money. And they will do it, okay? So just be clever about that. Cash is not king. Actually, using finance often gets you better deals. So just remember that. If there is nothing left from the dealership, if they cannot give you a penny more and they genuinely physically can't, they're just being stubborn, they will not move, they won't go anywhere with it, think of other things. Tank of fuel, mats, all these other little things that you can try and throw and just go, look, I know we're going to get nowhere else financially. I'm not going to get another penny from you, but I'm not going to buy this car unless you fill it up with a tank of fuel. Doesn't sound like a lot, but they'll probably go, yeah, do you know what? Let's just give you a tank of fuel. That tank of fuel in a lot of cars is 60, 70 pounds, what's that, $100, whatever. It can actually add up to something which they wouldn't usually give you in cash form. So that's just an extra little tidbit that they'll usually just throw in if you really go for it. If you're really at that stale point, just ask for something extra that's not money, and it will often work. And my final tip in this little series, I'm going to do another one of these because there's plenty more. Consider buying new. There's 2 reasons for this, and genuinely there is 2 reasons for this. 1, new cars have far more margin across them than used cars. Used cars are bought by the dealerships, okay? So they have to buy them at a price. They're buying them from someone, okay? And that someone could be an auction house, could be a customer, it could be another dealership, okay? So the margins can be small on used dealerships. They really don't have margin to move. However, new cars are coming from the manufacturer. The manufacturer, I mean, the profit margins across a new car can be huge. I have in the past sold a van, okay? A van which had 48% discount off of it. Half. That's half the vehicle. Half the price, okay, just for asking. And we had that. So the manufacturer has huge margins. Not all cars have that kind of margin, but they have 10, 15% that you can actually take off the top of the car for them to sell a new number. So consider buying new, because from a cash point of view, you can often get a lot of money off financially, £6,000-7,000 in some cases off, $10,000. Shouldn't have done this with the goddamn different currencies. I think you just get thousands off of the vehicle for doing it that way. So just remember they have big margins on new cars, and there's often finance incentives and all sorts. So yeah, consider buying new. I really hope you have got some valuable tips from this today. And if you're going into the dealership, remember, just be nice to them. They're not all horrible. You might have had some bad experiences, so they might be horrible. But most dealerships and salespeople are there to help. But there are ways that you can get a better deal. So take note of these 4 or 5 steps. I've lost count of how many I've done, and see how they work. Do your research, and do let me know how you get on. If you manage to strike up a great deal from this and every party is happy, then let me know. And I really, really hope you enjoyed this enough to give this little video a little like. And again, if you're new here, please do subscribe. My name's Jacob Sotiris. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I will catch you in another automotive based video.